What's going on, guys? Welcome to Ultimate Fighter Recap. We're talking Angela Hill, number 16th seed of Team Melendez versus number 1 seed Carla Esparza from Team Pettis. And boy, it's really about, in this matchup, it was really about whether experience to non-experience. Angela being 1-0 in her MMA career, but not having too many mixed martial arts fights. But she is known for her Muay Thai background, where she has 19 to 20 fights, and most of them ending in TKO. So she has a punch. She could bring the fight. But Carla, known for her wrestling and experience, she was 9-2, but she's been gone for a year and a half. So that all played a factor in this fight, and we will get to that in a moment. But let's get right into the opening of this episode, where we find out that Anthony Pettis was not there this week. He had prior engagements, so they had to bring in a special guest coach, and that special guest coach is the great from WEC to now UFC fighter Uriah Faber, who was a coach in one of the seasons of Ultimate Fighter. So good for Team Pettis that they have another mindset and another great coach in Uriah Faber, as he went in, showed them what Team Pettis' game plan was, but he did install some of his knowledge to the girls, and he is a great fighter. So, and of course the girls were in love with him. Gotta love that butt chin, right, girls? So, Team Pettis is just on a roll. They have won every single fight in their matchup, so they're in high spirits. But as for Team Melendez, not so much. As we find out, there's a little bit of team in-team fighting, where none of the girls seem to like Heather Clark. And Heather Clark was practicing during this week, and she hyperextended her knee during the episode. And of course, her and Angela Magana from the same team, Team Melendez, don't see eye to eye, and Angela just does not care for Heather, and they got a little squabble over the ice bucket bath. But we also find out from Team Melendez, Justin Kish, number 9 seed, is having weight issues. See it during this episode. We find out she's working hard to pushing herself, trying to make that 115 weight, but she's still walking around 127 to 125 in that weight category. And we all know how Dana White just hates when people do not make weight. And we also find out that she's pushing herself way too hard, that during practice her knee is just giving out, and she had an issue with her knee in the past where her knee just blew out, and there was a lot of problems with that leg. So as we keep moving on, we also see the training of the two fighters. We see Angela, who's looked very impressive in her striking, looks in shape, ready to fight, getting taught to avoid the takedowns because she is inexperienced, and Angela is known for Carla is known for her wrestling. She's a 2-time All-American wrestler in Carla, but she's been away from the game for a year and a half, like I said, but she still looked very phenomenal in shape. So Angela Hill striking versus Carla Esparza in her wrestling. And boy, Carla's wrestling was impressive. Let's go on to the fight, shall we? And you know what? The thing about Carla, though, Carla was a little bit nervous. Carla was a little bit nervous. She was a little bit scared because she hasn't taken a punch for so long. While Angela looked very pumped and looked ready to go. So walking in, Angela Hill was weighing in at 115. Carla, the number 1 seed, was weighing at a 114. Carla, aka Cookie Monster, and we find out why she's named Cookie Monster in the episode. But I'll get to that later. So as they enter the ring, both looked. Carla looked a little bit, just calm, while Angela was ready to go. The bell rang, and they both were feeling each other out. A few strikes were thrown, and then Angela attempted a kick where Carla caught and took her down. And Carla controlled this fight. She controlled every aspect of this fight with the ground game. She was, but I got to give it to Angela, who was doing some good strikes on her back. She was doing some impressive strikes, hard strikes, that definitely you could tell hurt. But of course, Angela gives up her back, and then Carla was trying to attempt chokeholds, yet she couldn't get any hooks in, where Angela then ended up going by the cage, climbing up the cage, actually literally grabbing the cage and climbing up, while Carla was still on her back, and that's a no-no, as Carla sunk in a chokehold and took Angela out. Carla wins by submission. But you got to give it to Angela because this fight was really fast paced. They were both working the ground. Carla, like I said, was in control the whole time. She got her back. She attempted submission. She attempted chokeholds, but there was no prevail. Angela was trying to get to her feet. Yeah, it did not work. Like I said, once Angela started climbing up the cage, actually climbed up the cage, and still having Carla on her back, Carla did sink that chokehold in. And you got to give it to Angela, who did literally go out swinging, because she was swinging while that choke was just really deep, and she ended up tapping. It was a great fight. Angela looked very great, but the takedown defense did not work. She just needs a lot more experience. But I look forward to seeing her in the future. While Carla looked very impressive, that year and a half ring rust did not look like it had any problem with her whatsoever during the fight. That's why she is a two-time All-American wrestler. She used the wrestling to her advantage. Of course, we didn't see any really of the strikes that she had, but I assume she's going to want to work on that until her next fight. But if she keeps getting girls to the ground, I don't see anybody matching her on the ground. So great, impressive fight. It was a great effort from Angela. Carla Esparza, number 1 seed, moves on, and Team Pettis once again wins, and Team Melendez has not won a fight yet. So next episode it's basically the breaking point. Either Team Melendez wins this next fight, or pretty much the whole competition is over. But of course, everybody's gunning for everybody because everybody wants that belt. So that's the Ultimate Fighter recap, episode 4. Thank you for listening, and if you want more, watch my videos. I'll be having more MMA videos in the future pretty soon. We got to talk Gina Carano and Ronda Rousey and Cyborg, and of course the injuries that are prone to the UFC. But other than that, thank you for listening, and have a good day, guys. I'll catch you later.